people know who Wilfred Conacher is? Wilfred Conacher has a direct conflict of interest with this biotechnology center that he and his friends plan on building up on our land. He has set up two companies. One is called DHI. What does that stand for?
Diagnostics Hybrids Incorporated.
Diagnostics Hybrids Incorporated. The other one was Embryogen, which is now turned to DNX. These companies, he is the CEO. He is the main founder and stockholder in both of these companies. These companies are directly going to profit from research done on this university with our money. This is public funds, our tuition dollars, going into research which is directly going to profit private corporations, specifically two corporations set up by Wilfred Conacher when he has been one of the main motivating forces of getting it built up there. This is corruption, this is wrong, this is misuse of our money, our public money, our tuition money. It has to be changed. He has to be held accountable. He's been ignored in the media. The media is ignoring this issue. This is a major scandal being ignored. We have lawyers. Even right now, Geiger is up there with lobbyists trying to ask for $12.437 million. Or is it 12.347? $12.347 million, a hell of a lot of money. He's asking our state legislator for that much money. We have our lobbyists up there saying, don't give this. It's like, it's this big race. They go ahead a little bit, we go ahead a little bit. It's pretty insane up in Columbus right now. If this money gets through, we still have lawyers that say we could probably get an injunction on any development, specifically on 3 issues that are possibly illegal. One of them is Conacher that I was just explaining. It's a direct conflict of interest, most likely an illegal conflict of interest. What we need is people to be able to do the research. We're all students, we don't have a lot of time. We got to do the research for this lawyer. He's donating his time, but we got to do the research. So if anyone can help out on this, this is way important. This is going to stop it. The other one is possible archaeological sites. There was a survey, I'm not sure when, that found one archaeological mound. The guy who found them says there's probably more. Ping doesn't believe it, but Ping's not an archaeologist. The third issue is with the Ridges Advisory Committee, that they were directly misused. They were set up to hold this university accountable. They were lied to. They were told that they weren't allowed to do their jobs. That is most likely illegal, and we can most likely get an injunction on any development. But we need help doing this. Student involvement. This is cool. There's, what, about 40 people here. This is a good turnout. 75? There's 75 according to Jason. I'm not too good at math. I'm happy here. Right now, SEEK is working on this big time. Student Environmental Action Coalition. Greens are working on it somewhat. Leaf ran on a ticket of no ridges development and won by a 3-to-1 margin. What I want every single person to encourage is what's going on with the student democracy issue. This is the biggest student democracy issue there is. And that's what Senate is about. That's what FISH is about. That's what Students for a Socialist Democracy are about. They are specifically about student participation in democratic decisions going on this campus. They're afraid to touch the issue. They think it's too big. It is a huge issue. It encompasses everything. But this could be so big. After we stop this development, picture this. We get a legislator to with our help, write up legislation which will make in the future student participation on Board of Trustees and within the Board of Regency mandated. Democratically elected students sitting on positions of power that affect ourselves. This is a student democracy issue, as well as a land use issue, as well as a public funds issue, as well as a sustainable agriculture issue. There is a proposal that came out, I think almost 3 weeks ago now, done jointly by the Geology Department, the Geography Department, and the Biology Department to make the Ridges into a center, Ridges Center for Environmental Learning. We have to support this. We have to make sure this is the alternative. We have to make sure this happens. And it can happen because when Alan Geiger wrote up his proposal, he put in there as a little clause to try to appear nicer than he is, that any land presently being used for educational purposes will not be developed. It's a line. You can look up his proposal and underline it. This proposal that comes up from these three departments working in conjunction uses that loophole that he put in there. He figured no one would see it. He figured no one would pay attention to it. They're saying this is the land we use. This is the land we want to use, and it directly conflicts with what he wants to do. But his proposal that passed by the OU Board of Trustees a long time ago, before they even knew what the issues were, has that loophole in it, and we can use this. But they don't want to hear that. We have to make sure they hear that. We have to write the media. We have to get letters to the editor in every day, every single day, and I'm as guilty of it as a lot of people. I haven't written a lot. We have to go, we got to make Alan Geiger's office our home. Go in there and eat lunch. Fucking have meetings with him. His schedule should be used up by students going in there and saying, Alan, what's up? What are you doing with our money, our lands? That's it.
Truth and value.
I'm a Christian and a preacher, and so I came here to preach a sermon. And I came to preach about values. Now, I recognize that I hold many values that it would be unreasonable for me to expect the university to hold and follow. I recognize that. But I'd like to mention two values that I think it is reasonable to expect the university to live by: openness and honesty. First of all, openness. What we have here in the whole question of the ridges, as Andy has pointed out so well, is a whole lot of secrecy. We don't know what is going on. We don't know what the next thing is going to happen. There's a whole mentality in this building of secrecy, of denial of openness. And there's not a lot of difference between the mentality of Alan Geiger and Charles King than of a communist bureaucrat who wants to control and manipulate and is scared of what the people think and doesn't want openness. The university is denying at least the spirit, if not the letter of the law, in which there's supposed to be an advisory board made up of public citizens who are supposed to check on what's being done. I understand the advisory board either isn't in meeting or it's been disbanded. Why? The lack of openness, secrecy. And that is counter to everything that I believe in. I believe in openness, in sharing and putting all of my cards on the table. Now, another aspect of openness is the biotechnology question. There's a whole lot of serious questions to be raised about biotechnology, and we can debate them on and on. But one of the issues certainly is the question of openness. I am told that 20 years ago, only 20 years ago, every chemist in the world agreed that chlorofluorocarbons were perfectly safe and harmless. Today, every one of us knows that there is a major threat to life on this planet. But just 20 years ago, all the chemists agreed they were perfectly safe and harmless. What the gene splicers are doing is playing with our futures and the future of all of human life on this planet. And I resent them doing it in secret.